What the risk of being misunderstood, let me clarify up front. No, I am not quitting or anything like that. The opposite, actually. I'm stepping up. I'm moving my family into a bigger house here in Bozeman on Monday, right after I sell this house with the room that I'm in right now. Many of you are already aware, but the reason that we need that space is because my wife is pregnant with our second child, due in December, and with me working out of the house, there just isn't enough room for both the business and the family under this roof, so we need a bigger roof, and we're doing that. But in leaving this house and this particular space within it, I want to give it the proper send-off it deserves, with a proper thanks to you, the listener, for helping me build something that matters within it, and explain why building something worthwhile within these walls has been so important to me personally. How I came into this house is a very unusual and tragic way to become a homeowner. This was my brother's house, not mine, and to this day, in ways, I still don't even really consider it mine. I'm just a caretaker. I'm an occupant. I'm a groundskeeper of sorts. I told the story of what happened with my brother in full with Allison Morrow on her channel 2 years ago. I will link that interview in the description if you'd like all the information. But the short version is my younger brother Wade Christiansen was an Army paratrooper with the 82nd Airborne Division. He was hit by IED on patrol outside Kandahar, Afghanistan in January 2010. 2 men were killed. My brother narrowly survived with permanent disability. He was medically discharged from the Army and bought this home in Bozeman in spring 2012. Where he'd live while attending Montana State University. That fall, I moved back to Montana after a 2-year stint in California, where I learned firsthand how much I hate that place and remembered how much I love this one, hoping I could help my brother with what had become a life of chronic pain management. And we lived together in this house for 6 months until I lost my brother to suicide in May 2013. It didn't happen in this house, but this house is forever tied to me for that reason. This room at the time was my bedroom. Right behind me was my bed. That's where I got the call from my mom informing me what happened. This is the room that housed the worst day of my life. And that might sound like some sob story or some ask for sympathy. It's not, because this is also the room that changed my life for the best, along with every other room in this house. My brother owed a significant amount of money on the house, so when I lost him, I had a choice. I could either pack everything up and sell the house and pay off the bank and move on, or I could buy the house myself and make something that matters here. Obviously, you know what choice I made. After a few months of numbness and simply getting by, I found clarity and purpose, and it became my life's mission to build something in this house that matters, to fill it with the sort of memories it was supposed to have, and to live the sort of life that my brother would be proud of. And I don't hope that I have. I know that I have. I know that if he could, or if he is looking at it right now, he would say, in as little words as possible, "That's pretty fucking cool." He was a man of few words, more a man of action. And the best things I have in my life are because I learned some of that from him. There are times to just shut up and act. I wanted to build something that matters in this house, and in the decades since, I have built everything that matters. Not just a business through which I can do what I love for a living, in a place in which I can do things I love for fun, but much more importantly, a family that doesn't fit in these walls anymore. There is nothing that matters more, and it was built on a shoestring operation. In fact, I still have a lot of the same janky crap that I had when I started. I'll sometimes get emails or messages asking me to show my setup, and I never really have, mostly because you don't want to see how the sausage is made. It's not some glamorous high-tech setup. Frankly, it's actually embarrassing, but given the context, it's appropriate to share on departure. This is how I built it. You can see I've had the same disgusting keyboard for at least a decade. There are decade-old food crumbs under the keys. You can see my thumb oil on the space bar. The only sort of cool thing I have is this custom-built PC that some listeners put together, and this handles the stream and several other tasks for me. Of course, I keep the lighting in here consistent with some Home Depot cardboard covering the window. I have another modest computer set up over here that handles many of my editing needs. And of course, I have the essentials, several fort defense systems stored securely within the safe. And that was it. That grimy, pathetic little desk station built everything I have. And for that, I have you to thank for deciding that this voice was worth your listening time, for sharing a video with a friend to argue a point, for tuning in to listen to this video right now. Without your clicks, I am talking to nobody. And if I'm talking to nobody, I don't even have my family itself. I met my wife because she listened to this channel. And this channel was viable because you listened to this channel. So I have my son because you listened to this channel. I have my next son or daughter because you listened to this channel. And I have a home and a future for them because you listened to this channel. So when I say thank you, this is not just some professional courtesy thing like a poo at the Quickie Mart. Thank you, come again. I mean thank you for changing my life. Thank you for building my family. Thank you for helping me honor the brother I couldn't save. This house and your viewing have built the greatest happiness atop the greatest loss. And so it's on to the next step, which I intend to be as close to the current step as possible. I love what I do, so I don't intend to make any drastic changes. In fact, I'm going to carry this very same makeshift set space right on over to the new house and set it up as close as I possibly can. My goal is to make it so close that you wouldn't even notice any difference unless I said something. And speaking of saying something, I'll say what I often shy away from. If you enjoy this channel, if it provides value to your life, if you'd like to see it succeed, and if you'd be sad if it didn't and it went away, please consider supporting the channel. I have many options available in the form of one-time contributions or ongoing monthly subscriptions. There are special perks and benefits available, and options start at just $1. MattChristiansenmedia.com/support is where you find all the information, or you can find it right there on my homepage, MattChristiansenmedia.com. Often I'll hear in emails or messages, hey, sorry, I can only do $1 a month. Man, if everyone who listened regularly was sending $1 a month, I would be hiring all the best talent away from the bigger players in the game. And of course, I get it. It's not exactly a prosperous, confidence-inspiring economy right now. As I strategize for how best to support my family, I fully understand the thinking that supporting some internet personality is a justified expense to reject or to cut. But that's all the more reason I thank and appreciate those of you who support nonetheless. It's not easy to do, but you do it anyway. So if you find value in it, please consider contributing some value to it. I'll leave it at that. As far as my return, I hope for no interruptions whatsoever to the stream. Sundays and Wednesdays, 9 p.m. Eastern, as always, no break at all. Though, of course, unexpected technical problems can arise whenever you're changing venues, but I have set up the all-important internet connection at the new place, and it looks like it's good to go. For my twice-weekly solo videos, I will need a little bit more time, so my target date to return with those is Wednesday, June 21st, and then it's back on the regular schedule. Short solo videos on Wednesdays and Saturdays as well. If there is any change to that plan, I will post the information on the homepage of my website, MattChristiansenmedia.com. So until then, thanks for the memories, and on to the new ones. I guess I got to do my usual outro bit. That seems kind of weird to add another thank you on top of the pile of thank yous, but consistency is key, as I strongly believe, and am even sometimes ridiculed for. Rules are rules. Frankly, it would be disrespectful to this room and to this house to deny them that last formality. So, thanks as always for listening and for supporting this channel. Always appreciate that thoughtful discussion down below, and especially over on Twitter. I'll even bring that back for old time's sake. That is at ML Christiansen. You're always welcome to come hang out and chat in my live streams. Those are linked down in the description. Looking forward to it. Okay, bye.